And then last summer, you guys got back together officially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What was the reaction when you guys announced the Cool Kids are back together?
That shit was trending on Twitter in like 10 minutes. I tweeted it out. That shit was like trending worldwide in 10 minutes. So it was something I always told him. I was like, certain things you gotta understand that people won't show it love unless they have to. Unless it's like popular opinion, like, and have to. But it doesn't mean they don't love it. You know what I mean? But when you bring certain things to people's attention, like, and they really have a soul connection to it, it'll always be important. So us saying we got back together was, we didn't even tell a press site. We just said it on Twitter. It was on every rap publication, every music publication, trending on Twitter, all of that. And the thing I feel like we were smart about, though, is we didn't drop something that day. Like, we didn't take that and use that to our advantage, because this ain't no flash in the pan shit. Like, we finished the album a year after we made that announcement. So we started making it last August. We just got the masters back yesterday.
Okay. And the name of the album is?
Special Edition Grandmaster Deluxe.
Special Edition Grandmaster Deluxe. That's dope.
Yeah, it's what it sounds like.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like that. So,
okay.
Yeah.
And is it coming out under a label or independently?
It's coming out under our imprint through the distribution that we have, but in our brain, we're trying to wire a new route to make music come out. And while I'm always down to partner with labels, and as a producer, I'm always gonna have relationships with them. It's just like I've known too much, and I've been in places I probably shouldn't have been, hearing conversations I shouldn't have had, I shouldn't have heard about how, like the album channel goes. And then it's like, oh damn, it's that easy? Then fuck it, we just gonna do it on our own. If it's about raising 50 grand and that's all you're gonna give me, I can go get 50 grand on my own and do this shit on my own. And I'd rather pay that 50 grand back that I got on my own, because it's way more personal. It's like, those people believed in me. Boom. This person believed in me. So me giving me their money back makes me happier. You know what I'm saying? Right. And given, like, I've been around here. This is like our 10th year being in the music, like, within the music, like, radar. You know what I'm saying? When we were on the Rolling Stone, that was like November 2007. So within those 10 years, I made a lot of good connections, friends, relationships that if I need something done, I'd rather call myself than send somebody who you don't even know to call on my behalf. So it's really just about connections, like not connections like personal, but like knowing where to connect wires at to make things get to where they need to get to. So in our head, we the best label we gonna be. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you let me A&R your project, your shit is probably gonna be close to a classic. So if I'm thinking about that as how we work together, let's do that together. Like, let's develop our merch together. There'll always be independent people you could bring in to do the service that labels have do the same shit. You get what I'm saying? So in our head, we never was talking that independent shit like we wasn't doing it. Like, we was never fake independent. You know what I mean? Like, that shit has been real since we started. And we got no cosign, wasn't nobody in our corner. The only person that came to bat for us was Justin Timberlake, bro. And we didn't do that shit at the time, which was, I don't even know why. I think it was just because it was 2008 and it was Justin Timberlake. But
okay, wait, so what happened with Justin Timberlake?
He had a label. Mm-hmm. And he was the only person that really, like, put it up for us and was, like, going hard for us at that time.
So he wanted to sign you guys to his label. And you guys didn't want to sign?
That wasn't the case. It was like, look, I fuck with Justin so hard that I would have did it. You know what I'm saying? It didn't make too much sense in 2008. Like, damn, the cool kid signing with Justin Timberlake. But he was such a real one that I was with it. But the label that we was with was just greedy. You know what I'm saying? They was just, it was on trash the whole time. So it ended up being like, I fuck with y'all, but you know what I'm saying? Like, but when it comes down to it, like, that's the only person in this that's like, hey, yo, these dudes. You know what I mean? But I feel like rap was so finicky and it wasn't as universal as it is now that they was just like, so the fuck what? Justin Timberlake said it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is still, look at them niggas' pants. That was basically where we was at that point. You know what I mean? So, I feel like the independent route wasn't like forced upon us. It was like the only thing God saw fit for us. Because nothing else was even feasible. You know what I'm saying? So now we've just gotten good at knowing how to do this. He's put out 2 albums on his own by himself. I put out 2 albums on my own by myself, like in that time. So we didn't like take a break and not get to it or not learn or not really surround ourselves with the knowledge that we needed to be, you know, in position to have a takeover, like to actually complete the mission that we had the first time, which was to globalize this shit, to basically put Cool on the shelf of everybody's house that we sold to you.
Okay. So here's my last question. Tell me about All City Chess Club.
Man, that was a good idea that just never came to life. I remember Lupe brought it up years ago. We were in the studio in LA, and he had just worked with Diggy and Wale, everybody at that time, and he was telling us about it and was like, "Yo, I want y'all to be in this shit too. I'm trying to make it with woo with this guy, that guy, that guy." And, you know, the plan was to have this big super group, man. But goddamn it, when you leave rappers up to organize the shit, it was
really like...
It was just too many... It was like really we like couldn't make it happen. Nobody could make it come to life.
It was a good-ass idea, like, not even on paper. You know what I'm saying? Like, we should have just did one song called it All City Chess Club and kept it moving. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like how, you know... I love Lupe, man. He's had 2 great ideas for groups, but it was just like pairing. There's too many people on the second go round, and on the first go round when he was trying to do Child Rebel Soldiers, because I remember being in college, like going crazy, reading that shit in a Fader magazine, like Lupe, Pharrell, and Kanye gonna start a group. Oh shit!
Yeah, that was bananas.
You know what I'm saying? But on the fan side of shit, you don't really understand how much you blow your load when you come up with like. So me and So gonna do an album and that shit gonna happen. As a person that's on the other side of it, like, you know, me and Currency are still doing that album. We just haven't done it yet. You know what I mean? But promising albums and shit, or promising collabs, or giving teasers, it's like we too far past that shit. Like, you gotta do it. Like, we gotta do that shit. Do it first, then talk about it.
Right, because the All City Chess Club lineup is crazy. I mean, because, you know, you have Lupe, like you mentioned. You have the cool kids. But then you have J. Cole, Wale, Asher Roth, B.O.B., Charles Hamilton, Blue.
It's pretty much the 09 XXL cover with Lupe on it. So,
yeah.
I mean, like I said, it was a great idea. All those artists at that time were still terraforming. Like, everybody was finding their style, and now we almost eight years past that, and those names are still carry relevance. You know what I'm saying? Like heavy relevance to a lot of people. Like, Lupe has been early as fuck since he started. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just know where to really go with a rap supergroup, and it's kind of like why you haven't heard it. And like, the only one I would think that everybody would want, and all of them dudes said it ain't never happening, and it's like, as I'm starting to figure out why they said it, it's genius. It's like, why Black Hippie not going to do a record? Like, them saying they're not going to do a record, so you don't have this anticipation towards them doing this record. Like, they probably got all different speeds of recording. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen it sometimes. Like, they record differently. People record differently. Their studio behavior don't mean how, like, y'all might meet up at a party and everything might be smooth and you might smoke weed with this artist and they might be cool as fuck outside the studio, but y'all get in the studio and there's so many different behaviors. Like, I've been perturbed by certain artists by their lack of confidence now that we in here and we on the clock. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could rap when we drunk in the club and all of that shit. We get to the studio, I'm putting beats up, and now, you know what I'm saying? Well, shit, I'm going to just go smoke a blunt and come back. Like, that shit could be annoying, especially if you respect that artist. So it's like, a lot of times, people just need to keep their space and respect each other's art from a distance. And sometimes it makes sense to collaborate, but like, sometimes when you do a ton of people all at once and you tell the fans, it's like they got this expectation towards shit that's unlivable. You know what I mean?
So at any point, did all these artists all agree that they're part of All City Chess Club, or was it just?
I wasn't there for all of them. I think it was just me, him in the studio with Lupe and Charles Hamilton one night, and then the shit just came about.
Yeah, I feel like Lupe ran it by everybody on that list. And yeah, I feel like everybody said yeah, because they drew like pictures and they had like artwork and shit. I saw
we did an I'm Beaming remix.
Everybody was on there too, right?
I think so.
Yeah, so everybody definitely was aware and agreed to it in some capacity, but the level of seriousness, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if everybody was like exactly serious about it, but everybody definitely knew and agreed to it.
So it really just became one song.
Yeah, because it's like, damn, like how would that have even went? Like a recording session with all those people, like shit.
It just probably wouldn't have.
You know what I mean? It's probably something that just wouldn't have happened.
Because I know how we are, and we get real, like as much as we really fuck with people, once it's recording time, we become isolationist. Like, I'm only going to kick my rap to him. He only going to kick his rap to me, or we ain't even going to stop. You get what I'm saying? And I don't like running a beat back for certain people. Not for certain people, but it's just like we know our work style so much that ain't no tapping me. He knows when to not tap me. Like, I could be in a zone doing some shit, and you would tap me, and if I was in that zone, dog, I'd slap the shit out you. Like, that's really that real. And I know a lot of other producers that feel that way. Like, somebody could come tap you on the shoulder. Shit could be important, but if you was laying a key pattern, or if you was in the middle of a drum rhythm and somebody knock you out that shit, and y'all was supposed to work together, like, I'll pick up my shit and go, fam. You know what I'm saying? And that's like, it's like working out with certain people. Certain people could be friends, but they don't go to the gym together because y'all got two different speeds. And with this being like real professional for us, and this is how we create what we create, it's like, that's why this album has very few features. It has a lot in certain pockets, but it's very few features when it comes down to it, because like, when we get to work, like as soon as our studio session starts, like if the studio session started at 10, at 10:01, we went through 4 beats already. You know what I mean? Like, he already got a rap in his head, or I'm saying a hook and I'm pasting, drums from this beat with the keys from this beat together. Like, we don't got no time for that. Not to say like other sessions ain't efficient, but I done been in studio sessions where I'm counting the money being wasted. You know what I mean? Like, you're in a big ass studio. I know how much that bitch costs a night because I pay for it out of pocket. Mm-hmm. Like, you might not know how much that costs a night because people paying it for you, but I know this bitch costs $2,700 for the lockout, and y'all ain't hearing this 4 hours later, and y'all waiting for girls to show up, or you know what I'm saying? Ain't no weed, or ain't no this, and it's just like, yeah. I'd rather be cool with you when I see you, fam, because if I see that's the way you work, I'm not going to take you serious.
So what are the features on the new album?
We did a song with Travis Barker. Jeremiah.
Travis Barker, okay.
And a lot of new people.
Okay.
So those are the two biggest, Jeremiah and Travis Barker. Like, okay. I made a song that I've always wanted to make with Travis. Like, we got a couple of joints. Like, we did one for our record. We did one as a single for him. Like, as a musician, I look up to. Like, I love making songs with him because he understands it. It always comes out like even crazier than I thought. But yeah, the song with Jeremiah, I think, is gonna change a lot of people's like perception of what a jam is, like what a fucking real jam is. Like, that shit should last forever.
That's what's up, man. Is there a date for them?
Yeah, we're just gonna say it now. It's September 15th.
Yeah.
We was trying to hold on to the shit to make it like some grand ass Oh yeah,
fuck
pre-sale
that.
this day, but fuck
Fuck it.
all that.
September
man.
15th,
September
yeah.
15th. We
Is
might
it?
as well just
September
start.
15th, man.
Yeah.
But yo, man, I'm looking forward to it. Cool
Appreciate
kids.
that.
Definitely
Appreciate
appreciate
it,
you
bro.
coming in, man.
Thank you, man.